modesty design. All right.
It looks so much better on Instagram.
Because I did it with my phone, so I'm praying that it come out good today. So thank you so much for joining me today. Oh, on Instagram, yeah. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. This is day 3 of our live professional zipper tote bag event. So I'm grateful to have everyone on board here with me today. So whether you're joining me live or you're joining the replay, I am very much grateful. Thank you so much for those who are joining me on Instagram. I see one face that I know on Instagram, so thank you for joining me, and 2 others, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it. So who am I and what are we doing here today? So of course, my name is Jolise. Again, I'd like to reintroduce myself for those who probably connecting with me for the very first time. So I see some new faces here. We teach sewing classes, so that's what I like to do. And we are teaching it in Brampton. Currently, we are located in Brampton right now. We also do sewing events as well, just to let everyone know, because I had many people actually reach out to me for sewing events, which I'm excited about. So it's something I have to also promote as well. So sewing events, we also either come to your facility or your facility would come or your students would come to us for a one-day event itself. So that's something I'm very much excited about. I've been doing it way before COVID, but now people have been contacting me, which is fantastic. So we offer sewing classes. Good evening. Thank you so much for joining me, my dear, on Instagram. All right. So that's one of our sewing events, our sewing classes is in Brampton. It's at 85 Charlotte Boulevard. We have quite a bit of our students. We currently teach beginners, and we are shaping our beginners to come to advance as we go along. My thing is to teach you from ground zero to hero until you could sew pretty much competently on your own. So I have promised for a very long time that I will do this live zipper tote bag event. Where is my bag? I put my bag somewhere. But I have the steps that we have been doing so far. So I'm just gonna show you the steps. Actually, this is one of my bags here, but this is an old bag. This one I make it, I think, in 2019. It was a very, very old bag. The new ones, I don't have them right now. It's actually over there, but it's okay. You'll see, because we're gonna be finishing this one today, and I'm excited about that for those who have been joining me itself. So this is the steps we reached so far, and we will continue step by step. We put in the most hardest part first was the zipper, the strap, the gusset. We did the pockets nicely. And now we're going to continue as we go along. So I want to thank the ladies that is here with me live today, Anna Marie and Linda. So thank you for joining me one more time again. Thank you, ladies, for joining me today.
You're welcome, Julie.
Awesome. Thank you for joining me, my darling. And I see Godivere is coming on. So Linda, thanks for joining me today again. Happy to have you on board with me today. So I just want to say, how is it been going so far? So Anna Marie, have you reached up to this level, or you already complete the bag?
I didn't complete the bag, but I reached up to that level. Hold on, let me show you.
Sure. See? There you go. Fantastic. All right, let me see if I could pin you.
Go ahead. I put a longer pocket on the inside.
Even better. Nice. Very nice.
So I have pockets.
Oh, so that's the outside. Oh, okay. I got you.
Inside.
Yep. I see that. Awesome. Yeah.
Spaces on my pen, my phone, my wallet.
Oh, and you separate the pockets, right? So you could have different compartments. That's very nice. Fabulous. All right. Thank you for showing me. Thank you. So Linda, you don't have to if you don't reach that part, but if you want to, did you want to show me the steps where you reach, Linda? If you want, there's no pressure, of course. If you want.
I don't know how to do my camera. I don't know
Oh,
how.
it's in the I think it's in the bottom, no? If you look, there's mic and there's like a camera there. You click on that one.
How's it cross? It has like a dash across the camera.
Yes. So unclick that dash. Yes. Yeah, yeah, you're right. I'll click that dash.
And settings.
Just click that dash, that red, and you click it, and you should be able to see the camera. It should be able to come on. Just play with it. You should be able to come on, for sure. So while you're waiting for that, I'll also say hello to Godivere. Hello, my dear. Thanks for joining me today. How are you?
I'm very good. Very good.
That's good. Happy to have you on board with me today. Fantastic. Good, good. Well, any luck, Linda, with the camera?
Not sure.
Not yet. Okay. All right. Okay. So because I know a couple of nights you were able to put it on, but that's fine. That's fine. No worries. We'll see. Maybe by the end, before the end, maybe you might be able to figure it out. But when you click it, is it telling you anything? Anything else? Anything? No, maybe.
It's got Gmail, mobile data, batteries.
Okay. Okay. I'm not even sure what to tell you because this system is actually new to me for myself. But all what I know is that the camera you would have, when you click it, you would have like a cross. And once you unclick it, then it would come back and it would bring me back on screen. That's what I know. So it's okay if you're not able to get it today. All right. So for those who are joining me live on my social media platform, there should be a link in my email if you want to join me on Google itself. You don't have to, but if you want to join me, you're more than welcome itself. So whether I have 3 person or no one, I will still run the live just as if I have lots of people watching me. So all the same, I'm grateful for those who are watching me. I'm grateful for those who are here with me. So as you guys know, like I said here, we teach sewing classes, and then we're gonna continue from the step that we left off from last night. So I may move the camera away from my face to my hand so everyone could actually see what I'm doing, and of course follow along. Okay, so today's Friday, and I am grateful to have everyone on board with me today. Yes, here, you can take it. That's okay. Take it. That's fine. Behind my scissors. You can see my scissors there, please. Okay, let me just grab my scissors. And I'm gonna put a little music. Give me guys just a little music here, and then we're gonna start. All right, let me just grab my scissors. My kids and I always take my scissors.
Mama, we're watching you.
All right. All right, so I'm going to pin myself here. See if I can remember how to pin myself now. I pin myself on the screen. And I'm trying to get myself pinned to screen. Everyone seen me bold here or? Oh, I thought on pin, hold on. On pin. And on pin. Okay. All right, good stuff. Okay, so we're gonna follow through. So now we are here. So what we did so far, we have put in our pockets, sorry, our zipper. So that's the very first thing we did here when we started our bag. So I wanted us to start with the hardest part first to put in our zipper. I have a longer zipper here, which of course I could, let me bring this down here, which of course, if the zipper is bugging me too much, there's a way I could always cover it up. But I think this length is just good enough. So I'll stick with that for now. Then we put our pocket, our gossip. Then we also put our lining. So we put our lining here. So I made the lining and the bag itself exactly the same. So when you look in the bag, you see the same thing on the inside and the outside. And also we have put our pockets. So of course our pockets have to be inside. So we don't want to make sure we want to make sure that it's inside, not outside. So I open the bag and we put the pockets, of course, on the inside of the bag. All right. And then now we have our outside. And that's the last step we're going to have tonight. We have our pockets outside. So let's get started. All right, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to open this. I'm going to try to make it as simplified as possible. So as you're online, you're able to follow the steps very neat and nice. I'm just going to push this back here, bring my camera a little bit down. All right. And bring my camera a little bit down here. Good. So I want to turn the bag. This is how I have it here. Right. And then I am going to work now with the strap. I have something on Instagram. I'm gonna make sure that let me just change my Instagram position in here. Okay. Beautiful. All right. So I am going to ensure that my bag piece is open just like this in front of me. Okay. And then I have my straps here. So I can move it this side or that side. So now I'm going to move it towards the camera itself. So I'm going to only work with this gusset here. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take my bag piece. You could take the piece with this, with the zip, with the pockets or without the pockets. It doesn't really matter this time. Now we just want to make sure we put in our bag piece. So now I'm going to have this is my third piece. Remember we had 4 pieces, right? So this is my outside piece now. Okay. So all right, so you guys had lost connection. So first, before I start, let me record. I just remember. Record with captured. Okay. So it's recording everyone, just so that you know. All right, perfect. Okay, so now we're gonna start everything. We're gonna put the bag, of course, in front of us, just like how I have it here, right? And then our straps, of course, is in the middle here. Then we're going to move the straps towards the camera, I would say. Just make sure the gusset is lying down flat. So the gusset is not up, it's lying down flat, and it's towards the camera. Now we're going to take one piece of the other side we have to put in now. And this one piece now, what we're going to do is to make sure that we're going to work with only the nice clean edge, not the square edge on the bottom here, okay? So we're not working with the square edge because this is the bottom. We're not touching it as yet. We're only working with the top edge that is nice and straight, okay? So this is how we're going to go ahead and do. So this, watch me very well. So I'm going to turn it this way. So that means this is how I turn it now. So I want right sides touching, right side of the fabric touching the right side of the bag, okay? And the bottom square piece is away from me as well. So just like this, right sides touching right sides. And now I match it up to the gusset here. So this is my strap here. I'm going to match it up to the gusset here. And I'm going to pin it down. So take your time and watch this spot again to make sure you get it clear. Okay, let me pin it down and I'm going to show you exactly how it is. So make sure you follow this because this part I think I had a lot of people get a little confused. A lot of people get confused itself. So just pin it down nicely down. Make sure you pin level to level. So level to level and pin. Level to level and pin. Level to level and pin. That's all you're going to be doing. Level to level and pin. You're pinning it down. You're pinning the other piece to the gusset and the strap. So the straps is going to sandwich now between the gusset and the other bag piece itself. Okay. So again, I'm going to come here and I'm pinning it down really nicely. Okay. So I've pinned it down here. So what did I just do? So when I lift it up here, you could see the bag strap is here. Okay. So just make sure you follow it very well. Put it like this, and then you would have the gusset edge, and you match up the gusset edge with the other piece of the bag itself. Okay, so this part is done. So what I'm going to do here, once I've done, I'm going to turn this around. So that means the edge of the bag that is facing you now is going to be facing me, and the other side is going to be facing you. So I'm going to turn it around all the way around. So what I have now, so you have this edge of the bag pieces facing you. Okay, the square piece is facing you. Now what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna bring this down here because I don't need it anymore. It's done. This side is done. I'm gonna make sure the strap is this way now, and the other straps is this way as well. And now I'm only gonna work with that edge here. So I'm gonna make sure it's nice and flat. So I'm working with this edge here now, this edge here, okay? Then I'm gonna take my other piece. Again, the square part gonna be facing you again, okay? The square part gonna be facing you again. And then the clean edge, straight edge is gonna be facing me. And again, I'm gonna sandwich the fabric with the strap and the gusset. And again, I'm gonna pin it down nicely, okay? So once you follow it exactly as I do it, you shouldn't have any concern at all if you're doing it for the very first time. It's a matter of just taking your time. If you haven't done it with me live, that's okay. Take your time, rewatch, and then you'll be able to do it just fine. So good evening, Trezan. I appreciate you joining me. For those who is on the other platform, I can't see any comment here. And you want to just get into sewing, and you're living in Brampton area itself, you will definitely let us know if you are interested in learning to sew beginner. We do having my own first time, actually it's first time I'm gonna be hosting my own personal event. Actually, I always host event for people, or host event that was sponsored by people. Like before COVID, I had the city had sponsored 2 of our events. It was my event, but they sponsored. But this is the first time I think I will be sponsoring my own event in September. So I'm looking for a lot of my past students to be volunteers in that event. And I'm gonna definitely reach out to all my students like Godevere, Anne-Marie, no, that's in line. Godevere, Hillary, for everyone you know. So even though I didn't call your name, that doesn't mean you're not my students. I'm gonna reach out to you guys if you want to be a volunteer. The event gonna be on a Monday only, and we're gonna have a good time by God's grace. Okay, so now I pin this down. Okay, so let me show you what I did. So now I pin this down. So I'm gonna turn it this way. So you see, I attach this side here. Everything is nice and clean. I attach it on this side, right? That's exactly what I did. And then for this side here, nice and clean, I attach it on this side. Okay, so now we're gonna sew this down 1/2 inch. We're gonna sew this down 1/2 inch. Now, if you want, you could do a double stitch here just to make it stronger. All right, so as for this level, I'm just gonna make 1 stitch itself, but you could go ahead and make a double stitch. I think we still have to do a top stitch, which should even bring it stronger. But let's get to the next step. All right. This machine is a weight. Let me exercise today. So, all right, it's almost done. Okay, so there you go. So now we have. Okay, so we're gonna make sure we have our pin cushion to take out your pins as you sew. Very, very important to take out your pin as you sew. So we're gonna go 1/2 inch nicely. 1/2 inch nicely down. And we're gonna start. Take your time. If you have a thick interface, it obviously might have a little challenge. But just take your time, okay? You don't want your needle to break on you. And as you sew, never sew over the pins. It's very important. You may say, yes, I always sew over the pins. Yes, but one day your needle may break. So just have it in a habit to try to take out your pin as you sew. I also have to tell myself that too, because sometimes I do it all the time. All right, so when you come over the strap, you may have to just help it a bit because now it's a very thick now. So if you see, I'm just gently helping and I'm going slow. Very, very slow. Very, very slow. Good. So once you pass over the strap, that's fine. Continue. Okay, take up my pin as I go. Again, I'm coming over my other strap. I could feel. So I just help it out. You don't pull, you just kind of help just in case you need help to move because it's so thick. That's all I'm doing here. All right. Okay, beautiful. All right, so you could go ahead and do another one just to make it stronger. Okay. I am going to go ahead and do the other side now. So I'm going to do the other side. And this side. And we're going to do the other side. Okay. Take your time. As you go over the back, you take your time. All right. Sewing teach you a lot of patience. I could tell you that for sure. Immediate patience, I would say. So go over the back slowly. Over the strap. Take out your pins as you sew. Wonderful. All right. So there we go. All right. So I'm just going to put the machine down and then I'll continue that. Oops, 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 oops. I don't want my charger to come out. Okay. Okay. All right. So we're just going to trim out any extras. Any extra we're going to trim out. And now we see our bag like this. So this is how it is. So it even look more like a bag now. Even more like a bag now. But it's still little clothes. Okay, so we're coming to the end point now. Okay. So what we could go ahead and do is we can iron this, of course. For now, I am going to continue itself. And then I'm going to do my ironing at the end. And then we're going to do our top sheet at the very last point. Okay. All right. So next, what we're going to do now. So next, we're going to open the bag nicely. So just like this, very nicely. Then we are going to take, so this part could be a little bit tricky because now what I'm trying to do here now, guys, we have to match up those two seams. So these, anywhere you see two fabric connect, that's a seam here. So this is our two seams here, right? Some extra. We're going to connect them and we're going to match them. And we're doing something called seam to seam. So I mean, this have to match this edge of the thing here. This edge right here, let me just come here, right here and right here must match. Okay, so this here must match together. Okay, so no, the thread, hold on, this thread, sorry, so this thread here and this thread must match. Okay, so this thread here and this thread here, you must match it like this. Okay, you'll match them together. So this thread and this thread must match. Okay, and then we're gonna match here as well. So there's two seams here, we're gonna match them as well. So, and we match them on both sides. So let's go. So we're gonna take this here now, okay, and then we're gonna bring it over like this. Okay, so we'll bring it over like this. Okay, we're trying to close up our bag now. Now, I'm going to just explaining quickly. Our bag, we're going to have a hole in the bag so our bag could get out. Okay, so we're going to make the lining part is the one that's going to have about a 3 to 4 inches opening. So we could pull the entire bag out. Okay, I would say put 4 inches opening because it's a big bag if you're doing it for the first time. I mean, if you're always doing this bag, 3 inch, maybe 3.5 inches will be fine, but 4 inches will be just fine enough to pull the bag out. Okay. Let me get my tape measurement. Actually, you know what? Yeah, it's a big bag, so we could actually go 5 to 6 inches. Sorry, so not 4 inches, 5 to 6 inches should be fine because we have a lot to pull out. Okay, and then we will close it up in the end. So don't worry, you won't have a hole in your bag. Okay, so let's get started. So like I mentioned here, you're gonna put the bag in front of you like this, and then you're gonna close it nicely just like this. Okay. So now, what we're gonna do first, we're gonna match up first. So what we're gonna do here, as mentioned, we're gonna match these 2 seams up first. Okay, we're gonna match these 2 seams up first. All right. So we're gonna take a pin and we're gonna match it nicely. Match it seam to seam. That means we put the pin on the thread of the seam. Okay, and then we're gonna push it out on the other side, and then we're gonna match it up nicely. So seam to seam. So I'm gonna try to show you as close as I can as I do this one. Okay, so let me so mine is close enough, and I'm gonna leave it just like that. So seam to seam, we want to make sure we match it up really, really nicely. Okay, so that means I match the 2 seams on the side together. Okay, seam to seam. I match the 2 seams together. Okay. All right. So seam to seam is matched. Then we're gonna match thread to thread now. So that means we have to squeeze the zipper together so we can match the thread. So if you look, you see that you did a top stitch, right? So top stitch to top stitch. That's what you see making sure that our seams are even is very, very important in sewing. Okay. I can see if you're a beginner, that's okay. You're still learning. But once you start getting the hang of it, your seam is very, very important. So now we are going to match our top stitch threads together, and we're gonna squeeze it in here. So seams here to seam here, and we're just gonna make sure it's close enough is good enough. I'm just making sure it's matched. So we kind of squeeze it in together here, making sure it's matched there. Okay. All right. Then when we finish this side, we're going to do the same thing to the other side. So making sure that the seam match up first is important. And then we're going to continue on itself. Okay. All right. So again, I am going to, so for here now, which is very important now, I have the top of my zipper. I'm going to pull it down. Okay. Because we want to make sure our zipper is open because we want to take out our bag, right? So we have to make sure our zipper is open. So that's one thing I forgot to mention earlier. But make sure your zipper is open now. And then we're going to match. Now, another thing. For the top where your zipper is open, make sure the zipper is turning. This is the head of the zipper here on this side. Make sure this is turned this side. So let me show you. So make sure, make sure your seam to seam is matched. So that means your seam to seam is going to be on this side. That's what I'm trying to actually say. So make sure your seam to seam is matched, is on this side. And we're going to go seam to seam. Okay, so we match our seams here. Make sure seams touch. So we want seam to touch, seam to actually touch right here. Okay, we're going to match it down. So the thread you see by the zipper on both sides, make sure it's touched. Close enough. It's fantastic enough. All right. Okay, good. All right, so now this is how it looks. So let me just kind of show every step of the camera here. So you see it matched together. You can even see it matched together. Okay. Okay. All right. So now as it matched together here, and then I'm going to match my seams here. We see where I connect my bag and my gusset here. So I'm going to match that up together. And now I'm going to just pin nicely all the way around. That's all I'm going to be doing. Pinning nicely all the way around. All the way around. All right. Okay. So seam to seam, making sure it matched nicely. Okay. Seam to seam or thread to thread. Perfect. So now I am going to pin this side. I'm going to pin all the way. There will be no opening on this side because that's my outside. All righty. Just make sure you match it nicely, neatly as you pin and you go along. Okay. So I'm just going to pin. So you're going to just see me pinning here. So pinning is important as we go along. Okay. All right, so I want to turn this side. So this here we're going to leave. We're not going to be pinning those square corners here at all. And you would see exactly why at the very end. So we're going to skip those corners. We're not going to pin it at all. And then we're going to pin all the way to this end here. So I'm just going to start this side. Start this side. Okay. Okay. So we're going to sew here. Again, we're going to leave this opening here. And then we're going to sew on this side. Oh, we're going to, sorry, we'll pin on this side here. So this time, how to make sure you have a lot of pins. So here. Here. All right. Okay. All right. So I'm all pinned here. So what my husband usually do, he usually leave the opening on the side, which is fine if you want to leave it on the side. I usually leave it in the bottom. So I'm going to be actually pinning it down on the side. If it was him that doing this, he would probably leave it on the side. And on the side and the bottom, it doesn't really matter. The goal is that you leave an opening. That's the actual goal. You leave an opening. Okay, so I'm going to continue pinning all the way through. All right. So I move it here because the pin might juke me on the side here. So I'm going to turn it this way, pin it down. Roger? Tyvee? Call Daddy. So I'm going to pin this down.
Come on back the door, Daddy. Come on back the door. I think so.
Someone else do. I didn't invite anybody in, so I don't know. Who is that? Okay, so we're going to continue pinning this down. If I can get some good pins here. All my pins are broke up.
I think I did hear like a small knock because I put my video a little loud and I was watching it.
This is an excuse, please. Excuse. Okay. Okay.
for the internet.
Oh, we haven't done it.
How much you paying for that?
I don't have time to discuss that.
All right, so oh god, this is too funny.
I was working.
So let me let me pin this here, and then I'm gonna leave an opening. I'm gonna leave an opening. Okay, so here now, I'm gonna leave. Where's my tape measurement again? I'll leave an opening. So my opening gonna be okay. So I could make it. I could make it 6 inches. So you can make it 6. You can make it 7 if you want. I make it 6 inches opening, just wide enough to pull out everything as I'm going along. Okay, so it's about 6 inches opening, roughly. So I leave the opening where? On this end, okay? So this opening here, once my full hand could go in and pull out my bag, that's what I want here. So that's where I leave the opening here, okay? So now I am going to go ahead and I'm going to sew all the way around. Now I could start anyway. I am going to start, most likely, maybe I might start by my opening. Again, you can start anyway. It doesn't really matter. You're going to come here. You're going to start your back stitch. You're going to finish your back stitch here. And then you're going to skip the square corner. So don't worry about the square corner. You will skip it. And then you would continue sewing. When you reach around the zipper, you're going to walk. How you're going to walk? You're going to use your hand wheel instead of your feet. Just to be careful you don't break the needle on the zipper. Okay? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take our time on a walk. We go all the way down. Then when we reach here again, we're going to do our back stitch and skip. Then we're going to come here, do our back stitch and skip. Then we're going to come here. When we reach by the zipper again, we're going to walk our way down again. We have to be very, very careful with the zipper itself. And then we're going to skip our square part here again. And then we're going to finish by our opening itself. All right. So let's get started. Okay. Whew. Seems like I have to, oh, my thing gets... my thread get tangled a bit, so there you go. All right, good stuff. So we are gonna tie this up here. All righty, because I'm tangling my thread here. Beautiful. Okay, so let's get started. So now I am going to get started. Just make sure you have your pin cushion nearby. I'm hoping the thread that I have would survive the bottom thread, but we'll see how it goes. All right. So we're gonna do 1/2 inch all the way nicely around. So I reached to my end here where my square corners is. And again, I'm not going to sew it. I'm going to skip here as mentioned. Okay. Skip it. And then we're going to start down here now. All right. Getting my pins. Always want to make sure your pin cushion is in reach. Okay, so I'm coming to my zipper now. So you're going to be really hard around here. So how I'm going to walk. So let me just move this here so you can see. I'm going to use my hand wheel. I'll use my hand wheel. I'm just turning so everyone can kind of see my hand wheel in the camera here. And I'm going to move it. I'm going to turn my hand wheel. Okay. So I'll be turning my hand wheel. That's all I'll be walking. Let me just put this here. So now I'm close to the zipper. I'm going to be walking. So instead of sewing with my feet, I'm going to be walking. Because now I'm around the zipper. And a lot of things can happen around the zipper. So I don't want any complication. Plus I have a pin inside where I can actually take it out. So you're going to be walking your way around. Walking your way around. So you turn the hand wheel towards you. Okay, you could even do a back stitch around here walking as well. So you press your back stitch. Okay, you just want to make sure around there is very strong. So you go, you pass the zipper and just walk, do not sew. Okay, you want that part to be very strong. Then I'm going to come forward again, walking. So again, you see how I walk and I'm turning the hand wheel towards me. That's how I'm walking. So once I think I pass the height of the zipper, beautiful. Now I can start back sewing again. Okay, so this little part is very important, just for safety. You don't break the needle and all that. Okay, and then you continue sewing. Okay, so I'm just going to reposition here. So now you understand what is walk. So when I mention it again, it shouldn't be strange. Okay. All right, so let's go. So now I'm going to okay. So now coming down by the other square corner, I'm just going to do my back stitch. Lift up. And then I'm going to just turn. You could cut the thread out if you want. That's perfectly fine. And then you're going to turn and continue the next side. Let me take this out here. Now we're going to start again. So remember, I'm going to sew all the way down because this one is the interface side. If you don't do interfacing in your bag, that's okay. Just make sure you have one side, just seal it down. The other side, you have an opening, okay? Okay, so I do my back stitch here. So now we're going to start again. Okay. So now I'm almost coming towards the zipper again. And again, I'm going to take my time and walk. So now walk, start again, okay? So don't put your foot on the pedal. Just walk your way nicely as I showed you earlier. If you joined for the first time, you would have to watch the replay just to see what I'm talking about when I say walk your way through. Okay. So I'm just going to do a back stitch walk in here. So I just do a back stitch to strengthen that area because it would be very weak because of that strong part there with the zipper. Okay, good. Okay, so I'm over the boat now. So now we're going to continue sewing our lining piece now for the inside. Take out my my piece here. Take out my piece. Okay. So my thread is almost to the end. I'm not even sure if you might make it through, but let me see if you can help me make just the end part here, because it's just this little piece I have to sew, and then I'll probably retread again to finish it up. Okay. So now I'm coming to the part where I have to make my where I have my opening and I do my back stitch and I'm done. Okay. All right, let me pull the machine down just to show you guys. All right, there you go. So now we have everything here. Now I'm just gonna trim out my threads, and then you would have, maybe if you have any extra pins, like myself, I do have extra, probably I missed one or two, and you would have a pin around here if you didn't take it out. Just trim out any extras. Okay, nicely trim out all the extras. And the good thing, guys, you can make this for a gift for someone. I remember was last year when I opened my studio, I had a gentleman in my class, and he said he was making it, and it was November time. He said he was making it for a gift for his mom, and that was so nice. He said, that's my mom's Christmas gift. He made a very beautiful bag. I think I have his picture on my Facebook, on my Instagram page. It was a white gentleman and some other ladies with me. And he made it for his mommy. Because it's a very beautiful tote bag. It's a very beautiful tote bag. All right. So what happened in here now? So like we have this open, right? Remember this? I said we're not going to be sew in the 4 square part down. So that's exactly what it is. So now we're going to be closing it up. So let me show you. So what we're going to do here, watch me very, very, very carefully. We're going to have it nice like this. Then we're going to open it up like this. And we're going to pull it like this square. And then we're going to bring it now where we have the seams here on the sides here. And then we're going to be matching the seams. So again, we're going to go open the seams like this. You could open the seams. And you open this one here. And then we're going to match the seams nicely. Okay. So now you're going to put a pin exactly by the seams. And you're going to match it nicely. And then you're going to push it here. So we have the seams. See the pin here? The seam matching the seam. And then we're just going to pin this down. Just going to pin this down. So maybe I'll just put 3 pins now. Okay. Like 1 pin. So make it 3 pins. So 2 more pins and make it 3 pins. All right. So that's what we're going to be doing. Okay. So same thing I'll be doing with the other side. I just open it up nicely like this. And then I get the 2 seams to touch. And then I'm going to put my, my pins here. Yep. Same to same. Now, for those who want to take part in the event, regardless, I still have the video up on my social media platform. You could get the sewing pattern from our website. I should have a link there for the sewing pattern. And you could make your very own bag for the sewing pattern. Or we also have the Learn to Sew self-learning. We have it actually as a lifetime right now. So if you want to learn to sew, we have this bag step-by-step, very clear, clean video, along with a lot of other videos with free patterns with step-by-step videos in there. Some of our students already have it. It's a Learn to Sew, and you get 2 15 minutes free class Zoom session with me if you have any concern. We come on live 2 15 minutes once you purchase it. It's a Learn to Sew Academy. That means it's a Learn to Sew beginner that you learn to sew on your own. You just have to get the sewing machine that we recommend, of course, in the learning platform. Okay, so last one I'm gonna do here now. So last one. Okay, open it up nicely. So again, I'm doing seam to seam. Then I'm going to put a pin across here. So what I'm going to be doing here is just to do 1/2 inch seam allowance across each of them. Then we will turn the bag, okay? So almost to the end width, almost to the end. Okay. Almost to the end here now. So it doesn't matter which one you sew, you just sew it across like this, okay? So sew it across as how you pin. Exactly how you pin, that's how you sew. So we're gonna sew all of them like that. So 1/2 inch across, and there we go. Okay. Okay. Oh yeah, so I forgot I'm supposed to run my bobbin, guys. I forgot. So it says, you know what? I ain't gonna go anywhere today except you run me. So I'm just gonna take out, there's a little bit of bobbin here. Just gonna take it out. And there's some pink one here. I think I could just use the pink one. That's okay. And when I reach the top, I'll take it out. Actually, you know what? Let me just thread the machine. Let me just retread actually. So I'm gonna run the bobbin again. And this time it's supposed to help me out to, this had a thing in it as well. So, okay, so we're gonna run the bobbin. And I'm pretty sure that would get us to our final destination, which is completing the bag here today. All right. So whoever has been with me from the beginning, thank you for sticking with me. For those who are watching me live, or if you're watching the replay, thanks for. And if you're watching me on my Instagram page, kindly subscribe. Kindly subscribe. Will be great. Kindly subscribe to our Instagram channel. Not Instagram, YouTube, sorry, YouTube. Okay. I'm just running the bobbin all the way now. All right. There you go. Almost done. Fantastic. Okay. So in our beginners class, this is what I teach you: how to thread the machine, how to run the bobbin, how to make sure you get to run it very, very well. Once you know how to do those 2 basic things, sewing is a breeze. It's not that hard. It's just a matter of managing your straight stitch, sewing with pins in the fabric. Once you get that, then project is not that hard at all to do. Okay, I know easier said than done, right? So that's why I'm a sewing instructor for those who are interested in sewing. We are opening for online classes as well, like private online classes for now, because I know a few people have been asking me. We'll be taking private. We're not doing group as yet. We'll do lives for now. Yeah. All right. Okay, so let's get down to business now. So now we will continue our sewing. All right. Take your time and do it. Take out your pin. Okay, done one side. And like again, you could always go ahead and do another stitch over just to make it very strong. Okay. Take out your pin as you go. Okay. All right. There you go. All right, 2 more. So this side. right, last one. And then we'll see if we're on the right page or if we have to rip anything off. That's the funny thing with sewing sometimes. But I believe we're on the right page. So we'll see. Take out your pin as you sew. Always take out your pin as you sew. Okay, good. Just making sure everyone can see me. Alrighty, so now it's okay now?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Thank you. All right, so now we're gonna take our hands. So sorry for the blank there. So now we're gonna take our hands and then we're gonna so now we finish all the sides. So I'm just gonna show you guys what it looks like, of course. All right. So all the sides are supposed to look the same. So now we're gonna use our hands now and pull out the bag nice and gentle. Remember I said we had opened the zipper, right? So this is very important to make sure the zipper is open. Because if you didn't open the zipper and then you're trying to turn the bag, then you probably might be in trouble. And we don't want that. So now let's go ahead and nicely turn the bag out. Very nice and gentle. Turn it out nice and gentle. Nice and gentle. Make sure nothing tear. So if you want to go bigger than 6 inches, 7 inches for the opening in the bottom, that's fine because, you know, you're kind of needing out a full bag out. I was like, what am I doing here? Well, let's see what we're doing here. So just be gentle because it's a lot. Let me pull it out because I don't want to tear anything. I'll pull it out in phases, just pieces by pieces by pieces. Pull the strap out and I'll knead it out. There you go. Knead it on one side and gently pull it out. Because if it's too harsh, you might tear the fabric. If the fabric is, you know, just a regular fabric. Yeah, gently pull it out. Gently, gently, gently pull it out. So we're just gently pulling out our bag. It looks funny here. But we gently pulling it out. So you're gonna push everything out. All right. And then you're gonna shake it out. and then you're gonna turn it. When you turn it, you would turn it, you would know which side the zipper looks, and then you will know that's the right size. If you have the same color on both sides, okay? Tyvee, come. Tyvee. Tyvee. Come. So we could put the corner nicely. Hand them those back over there. If anyone, it could be. Just give me two. Give me two. Okay. Thank you. Okay. All right. Oh, I have a pin here. I felt a pin on this side. So I'm gonna try to take out that pin. Got it. All right. Okay, so let me put this up so everyone can see. So this is it here. So we're not finished yet. We have to iron it vigorously now. And then we have to do a top stitch, okay? So now we're gonna iron it, right? So you see it's not different from the bag that you've been seeing me posing off with. So let me get one of this. I'm gonna get and then we're gonna just iron it nicely. You could also get a pressing cloth, meaning another cloth on top of your fabric while you iron. It's actually a good way because sometimes the water in the iron just stain the clothes at times, not all the time. Okay. So now I'm just gonna pull this out here like this, and we're gonna iron this down. We're gonna iron it down nicely. If you have water in the iron, it's good. Okay. So, and you have to just take your time on. So when you iron, make sure that the bag and the gusset here, you want to make sure that you get the edge nice and clean so you can sit down nicely, and you want to make sure your iron is nice and hot. Okay. Nice and hot. Okay. So how you ladies doing? For those who are on me live, how you guys doing? You're watching. Okay.
Watching at the moment.
Okay, that's good. Linda, are you sewing or are you just watching at the moment as Anne-Marie? Linda, you're still there.
I'm watching.
You're watching. Okay, that's good. That is good. So we're just ironing here. So the very last part, and go to there, I'm assuming you're watching as well, right?
Yes, it looks beautiful. Love looking at this. Amazing.
It's amazing. Yeah, I know. The fabric is just, I love the fabric. It's fantastic. Yeah. Thank you, my darling. Okay, so I'm gonna have this nicely down. And now you could always, take your time and iron it down. Because the only two part we have is our top stitch, which is very important. And then we're gonna close the inside part of our bag. That's the 2 part that we're gonna be doing. Hope I'm folding it right. I'll fold it right. Okay. All right. So we fold it nicely. Now we close it here. So we're almost done, but it looks stunning already. Let me just put everything. Looks very, very stunning. But we're almost done. Still have a couple more steps to go. But ironing is your key to greatness in sewing. I could say that to you. All right. So another thing I want to say here now, if inside look really, really, like really a little bit loosey, you could always go in and reduce the seam allowance in your lining. Okay. So that's something that you could definitely do. But before we do that, I am going to go ahead and do the top stitch for the bag first. And then if you need to go back in the bag and adjust it, you could go that. You could definitely do that. But let me go ahead now and do a top stitch. So how do we do with the top stitch now? So the top stitch, so let me show you. Let me see, my husband did top stitch on this one. Yes, he did. My husband that made these bags. All the bags I was posing off with, he's the one that made all of them. So these here, you do a top stitch. That's what we're doing here. We just do a line and we do it all the way up the bag, all the way around. So from this end to that end, make sure your strap is up. This here, go all the way around. That's what we're gonna be doing right now. So I'm just gonna make sure my strap is up. Okay. So now I am going to start. So it doesn't really matter where you start. I'm gonna start by the strap here area here. The goal is that just make sure you have it nice and tailored. So when you go around, what I'm saying here, let me see if I can do it on this side here. You want to make sure that you want to have it even, right? You want to have it even. So when you're sewing it, this side and that side get the same amount of thread, of seam. So that's why ironing, to make sure you tailor, you bend it in when you're ironing, is very, very important. So it's the same thing. I'm going to try to tailor it in here. And again, you're going to be very thick, guys, because the interface I'm using is a thicker interfacing. And I'm going to go right at the very edge. So the edge of my presser foot here is my guide as I sew. Okay, so edge of my presser foot is my guide, and as I sew, I keep the edge of my fabric to the edge of the presser foot, and I'm gonna start. And you take your time. You always have to fix so. Just make sure you turn around and fix it, so it's not just one. So if you want, sometimes I tell my students you could pin it to make sure it's nice and aligned, and you just take out the pin. But I didn't pin this one. Just make sure it's nice and aligned and sew. Okay. Nice and aligned. Okay, nice and aligned. So as I reach around the straps, it's even more thick. It's even more like really, really thick. So just take your time around there. So as I come to the edge now, it's going to be even more thick on that side. So you just take your time. Take your time. If you need to walk, like at the very edge where the back join on the side is, yeah. I'm just gonna walk it a bit because it's really hard on the side here. Take your time. Take your time. Okay, I think I'm okay there, but I'm gonna continue. Okay. There you go. All right. I'm coming to the home stretch. So I come into the edge, the connection part on the side of the back now. It's really tight on that side. I'm just gonna take my time. Because yeah, just take your time. I'm walking. I'm not sewing. Okay, so now I'm gonna sew. And I come to where I started and I stop and do my back stitch. Whew, and I'm done. So let me show you what it looks like. Okay. Whew. So this is what it looks like now. This is what it looks like. You see, when you do the top stitch, you make it very nice and tailored now. So you have your professional bag itself. So the last thing we have to do now is go on the inside. So you're gonna settle your bag nicely. If it's loose on the inside, then again you could always go in and do the seam, right? But how I'm gonna do here, the last thing I'm gonna do here, guys, and we are done, is just pull the straps, pull the lining out. Just fold this part here. If you want to do needle and thread, you could go ahead and do needle and thread. You don't have to. You could go ahead and just put some pins here and sew this across close. So I'm not gonna put pins. What I'm gonna do is sew this nicely across close, okay? Sew nicely across close. All right, so I am gonna close it up just at the very edge. I'm not doing the whole edge of the bag. And again, it's on the inside. No one will know. If you want it to be extremely neat, you could go ahead and do hand stitching and close it up nicely. Done. My bag is done. My bag is done. There you go. All done. I'm just gonna trim out my thread. Pushy. So now my bag is sealed. I have my pockets, everything. My zipper, everything is in place. My zipper worked nicely. There's no complication in my bag. And this is gonna be like this. And voila, my bag is done. All done live. All right, so we have our pockets here. We can put our scissors, our whatever in it. Then we have, so this is our bag that is nicely done live over our 3 days. And we do have the sewing pattern from my website. We do have the more clear instructional video, of course. You could buy it in our Learn to Sew Academy. I may make the video as a standalone itself. But you have the pattern. It's very self-explanatory to put it together. And we are done. There you go. Awesome. So if you like the bag and how it came out, if you think that there's something else I could have do that would make the bag maybe look easier to teach online, you could always give me a comment. But again, this is the bag that we did live over the 3 days. Awesome, 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 guys. All right, so I'm going to come on board. Love it so much. Oh, thank you so much, my darling. I appreciate. Thank you so much. Someone on Instagram say love it. So, guys, you can unmute. Thank you, guys, for for staying on. For those who comment, thank you, guys. Thank you. Okay, so I'm gonna put everyone here back on. Let me remove myself from pin. Hopefully, I know how to remove myself from pin. Yeah. So someone needs to me somewhere else. Thank you guys so very much. I appreciate you. So the bag is done. Finally, we have our little tote bag, and then we could go shopping or whatever it is. And it's done. It was clear on Instagram, right? Okay, fantastic. I'm happy for that. And also I have my phone to Facebook. So I think it might be a little bit clearer, I'm hoping. Because I did with my phone this time. So I won't be getting, because it was Facebook, it was so bad. It was jaga. It's very clear. There you go. Thank you, my darling. Thank you for that. Awesome. So let me sit down and where's my I think we bring this down a bit. So Godfrey, would you be sewing a bag very soon? Good. Very good. All right. And this is a great gift, right? A great handmade gift. And it's very, right? Don't you guys agree? Nice handmade. Actually, anything we make, because we are crafties, anything could be hand gift, right? It doesn't have to be a bag. It could be anything. Once you make it and you give it to someone, it's amazing. Yes, Anne Marie, I see where you are right now. Awesome. Huh?
So this is gonna be for me myself. It's thick.
Okay. Yeah. It's sewn. Did you see that, Godavir? It's all her sewing threads and her sewing this and that. Fantastic. Yes, it's nice. Okay, guys, so I'm going to stop the live. We'll still be on. I'm just going to, stop the recording. Sorry, just the recording. Yeah, just the recording. All right. Okay, guys, so thank you so much for joining me. For those who joined me on Instagram, for those who watching me in the replay on Facebook, on YouTube, or wherever you're watching me, thank you so much. Again, my name is Jaleese. You guys stay on. My name is Jaleese, and this is Infinite Modesty Design. What we do, we teach sewing classes. I love to teach classes. And by the grace of God, the Lord have given me the passion, not just to sew for myself, but to share. And that's what I love. We have a YouTube channel, which we're going to try our best to post more on the channel. My husband and I, my husband actually start posting videos there as well. So one's supposed to be coming before the end of the month. So look out for that as well. I would love for you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's not big, but I would like it to get where people could actually learn some of my skills. I love teaching sewing. I love the Lord. By the grace of God, I'm a Christian, and I love sharing the word of God with my fellows as well. One thing to teach you to sew, I don't teach you the ultimate goal, which is to know Jesus Christ as our personal Lord and Savior, is like a waste of time. So I'm thankful for everyone who joining me, who will be watching the replay. But the goal is to get to know Christ as your personal Lord and Savior. Tata, thank you so much, everyone, and have yourself a wonderful night. Bye. Okay, so